There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
Okay, but for real though, that meme is golden. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be wondering, why am I making a video about the fact that the queen's dead? I thought this was an art channel. I thought we were just here for shits and giggles and googas and gigis. And we are, I swear to God, we are. But there's something that we need to talk about. So Queen Elizabeth is dead, that much we all know it now. And a lot of people, at least a lot of people on the internet, have been bountifully rejoicing at the fact that she's dead. Like, a lot of people seem really excited that, oh shit, she's fucking dead, bro. And I can't lie, I've been one of those people. If you scroll on my Twitter, you probably will see a couple tweets there that basically are me saying that I don't really miss her, to say the least. And if you are an avid royalist, you might be wondering, why is everyone so excited? Isn't that a bad thing to rejoice in the death of someone? Well, my dear baby, I'm here to explain to you why a lot of people couldn't care less that the Queen of England is dead, including me. In fact, some people could say that they're actually kind of happy about it. Now, I'm welcome to be corrected in the comments, but to the best of my knowledge, Queen Elizabeth was a lot more of a oppressive symbol for a lot of people, specifically a lot of minorities, than she was this ray of beacon and this royal leader that led a great nation into greatness and happiness and all of that. In fact, I'll be the first person to tell you that as a Nigerian, it's very exciting, honestly. Like, it feels kind of wrong to say it, but it was kind of rejuvenating to hear that she had passed. It was kind of like, oh, really? Finally, oh my goodness. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But the best way I can put it is this. For a lot of people, a lot of minorities, a lot of people in minority countries or quote unquote undeveloped countries, Queen Elizabeth did not stand as this royal beacon of hope and light and growth and progression. She stood as a symbol of colonialism and as a major colonialist power and force. And I've heard a handful of royal meat writers talk about how, well, the queen technically doesn't have any power and, you know, it's really just everyone else and she doesn't have any political power and blah, 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 blah. But we all know that's not true. I want you to look me in the eyes right now through your screen and tell me with all honesty and all boldness that if Queen Elizabeth had given an order to end or continue something, no one would listen to her. They would just say, oh, screw you, bitch. You're just a symbolic queen. Nobody actually cares what you have to say. Look me in the eyes and tell me that that's actually true. You can't, not only because you actually can't look me in the eyes, but also because you know it's not true. Queen Elizabeth absolutely had power. And even if she didn't have necessarily the most power of all the people who had some level of political influence, she definitely did have some power. You can't even make that lie. That doesn't make any sense. Like, she might not technically have any power, but rest assured, if she wanted something done, she could have gotten it done. The argument of she didn't have any power is really just a silly way to excuse her from the fact that she lived and continued to live in an era where colonialism and slavery persisted and did nothing about it. And as somebody from one of those countries that not only then was it stifled heavily by colonialism and slavery, but today many, many millions and millions of innocent people are still feeling the reeling effects of said slavery, it's such a big slap in the face to be like, oh, even though she was like the literal queen of the country where that thing was happening, she had no power. Like, who would have more power to state whether or not something should happen if not the literal queen of that place? Are you gonna tell me that right now King Charles has no power? That he's just an innocent bystander? He's a literal king. Of course he has power. Like, why are we making up these silly lies? So when you take into account the fact that Queen Elizabeth did have power, and instead of helping people with said power, she actually used it to oppress thousands and thousands of nations all across the globe, you cannot be surprised that not every single person, especially people from these nations, are not the saddest that the symbol of their oppression has died. If you liked her, I mean, good for you, but we don't all have to like her and we don't all have to mourn her. I'm very open to discussions in the comments, but overall, this is the end of this video. If you watched to the end, thank you for watching, and if you listened to the end, thank you for listening. If you disagree, take it up in the comments. I'm always there and I'm always waiting to have new conversations, and I'm open to a conversation about this as well, even though it's a bit controversial. And just to add, I don't hate the lady, I just hate oppression. Thank you again, and here's another video you can watch where I talk about more stuff that might make you upset.